wanna keep us low. They think that we don't know. So we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. They wanna keep us low. They think that we don't know. So we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. Rise, 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 rise. Messengers of Jesus Christ, fighting till we see his kingdom. They wanna keep us low. They think that we don't know. So we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. They wanna keep us low. They think that we don't know. So we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. Rise, 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 rise.
Welcome back. We Rise podcast in the building. Today we have a guest host. Our brother Todd is dealing with some family matters. Our prayers and love and condolences go out to him and his family. So we got my man Ramos in the house taking over. Of course, legendary's own Mr. Jared Tillinghast. And join us on the set today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the WBO middleweight champion of the world, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade in the house. What's up, Chad?
Oh yeah, sweet.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you.
So good.
All right,
chilling. No.
So we're gonna get right into it with the chat. So though, Matt. So for those who don't know who you are, tell us about Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade and where you came from and what got you into boxing.
He was an Eagle. That's what he was.
Oh, that's it. That's all I really know. All right, thank you for stopping in. Have a good night.
Just let you know he was an Eagle.
So my dad, Paul Andrade, who's my trainer, we had a gym in Cranston, Rhode Island. And so, for me, it was after school boxing, after school football, after school karate, after school tennis. So I was like, sort of in every sport growing up. And then, just as time was going on, I used to be in the ring, jumping up and down the ropes, going on the bags, just having fun as a kid. And as time went on, I started developing, the skills. My dad started teaching me. I had an older brother, of course, who was 4 years older than me, so he was in the gym. And so just watching and finally picking up myself. And then, I had my first fight. And a lot of people might know the name Nick and Mike Morganelli if you're from the New England area. So I fought Nick Morganelli my first time, and I lost my first fight. So ever since that day, I was like,
downhill since then, huh?
ever since that day, I was like, nah, we ain't gonna have this again.
Did you ever fight him again?
Yeah, we fought 10 times, I think. You know what I'm saying? We fought a lot of times.
So I got to tell you a quick story. Back in the old days at Ballet, because when I met Boo Boo, you and your brothers were kids.
Yeah.
And your dad, and we'll get into that. Or your dad used to bring you to work sites with him, and he was doing some work at where I lived at. Anyway, I used to train at Boletto's gym, and you and then your brother Mike was a Golden Glove fighter. He's really good too, by the way. You were probably about 9 years old, I think, maybe 9, 10. And Uncle Larry, he looked at me one day in the gym, and he went, "See that kid right there?" He said he's gonna be a world champion one day. No, my hand to God. And I'm like, "Really?" I said, "What about his brother?" He's like, "Nope, he's the one." He goes, "He's gonna be a champion." He goes, "Mark my words."
That's nice.
And you were only like 9, 10 years old at the time. So that shows me how people can spot talent and pick out talent. For him to say that way back then, and then now you being a world champion.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's awesome. But so where'd you grow up?
Yes, I grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, and then that's pretty much my home. That's where I stayed. I travel a lot, time went on. But as the story went, I started winning national tournaments. I started winning silver gloves, junior Olympics, golden gloves, national tournaments. And I was also still playing football, so it came down to a point before when the high school came out, like Hendricks and a bunch of teams, they was all like, "Oh, we want you to come, When I looked at the players, I was like, "Hey, 300 pounds, though, damn." Shit, that's 250. Woo! I mean, I 145, man. 145. You know what I'm saying? I need to be fighting a guy that's, my size. And so that's
What position?
I did running back, offense, defense. I was corner. But I made a decision just to, stick with boxing. And boxing, I got myself to the 2008 Olympics. Won 3 fights out there. Before that, I won the 2007 World Amateur title in 2007 before the gold, before the Olympics, going into the Olympics. So it was definitely.
Well, in the amateurs, you fight the cream of the crop. See, in the pros,
you can kind of pick and choose. Right?
It's different. It's different. In the amateurs, all the best in the country. All the number one people you face. There's no choice there.
You fought for glory and you just fought whoever's in front of you. It's not, professionals business.
Right.
It's money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the higher you get, the bigger the pot.
So,
but I fought them all. Danny Jacobs, Keith Thurman, Danny got, not Danny Garcia, he was with me. Sean Porter, I fought them all, man.
Wow. That's a lineup. You guys don't know. Those are all world champions.
You fight in the amateurs. You fought
all future world champions from the amateurs. They actually became all world champions and all really good fighters.
And that's where the schooling is in the amateurs.
Sure. Right.
That's how you prepare for the pros. You got to be a good amateur.
So I want to ask about the father-son dynamic, right? Because in boxing, there's a lot of father-son duos that kind of don't work because a lot of times the dad still see, because you're always his baby, no matter what, you know what I mean? So there's always that kind of, hey, I'm a man now, I want to make my own decisions, do my own thing. So I'm just curious, so how is it that you and your dad have been able to stay together all this time and continue to work as a team?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody knows my dad out there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Oh, shit. Holy moly. They'd be like, Lord, bless me. But, at the end of the day, we both were in it together. We're fighting for our family. We're fighting for life-changing situations. So at the end of the day, I got to respect that. And he has to respect that. But, going into manhood and making decisions. It's like, I'll pay your bills, bro. You don't pay things change. Like, I know, I have my own style, I see my own, I understand. So there becomes a little conflict between I'll be your daddy still. Right. You must do it the way I tell you to do it. Right. It's just like, nah, that works for you, but this is what's going to work for me. But we're both going to get the job done, whichever way we need to get the job done. But I'm glad I can look at my corner and have my dad in my corner at the end of the day. Win, lose, or draw, this is somebody's going to be by my life forever, and I'm going to be by their life forever.
Amen.
That's good. That's good to have someone in your corner that cares less what you're going to feel or how you feel about it. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks.
Truth, yeah.
And
he's there for the right reason.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
not there. He's not some outsider there trying to suck you dry.
You get big, you get a lot of yes men in your corner. Right. And you need that.
A lot of times, the pride and ego get in the way in a father and son, and they end up not working because of that. And it's good to see how they can still have differences and do it a different way and still find that happy medium where they can both make it work. I like that.
Yeah. I tell him we got it into yesterday. We got it. I was like, hula. He was like, hula. I was hula. He was like, hula. And I was like, tomorrow I better see your ass. And I don't want to hear no shit. That's it. Good night. I was yesterday. This is today now. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But you know what? I got to say, for people who don't know your dad, Paul Andrade, like I said, I've known Paul from the 80s. And
me too.
We don't really give, you hear a LaVar Ball, right? A guy that had 3 sons and people comment on how he's too involved. But that sounds ridiculous because when the father's not there, they catch all kind of flack. You're a deadbeat, you're this, you're that, you're that. So now here's a guy that's actually involved in his children's life and helping them build careers. And I look at your dad the same way, right? He had 3 sons. He had to hold it down by himself, work, maintain a household, and still find a way to get you in the training and get you to places where you had to go. So to me, that we got to commend that. We got to look at that and salute him as a parent for making it happen all those years to get you to this point.
Good point, man.
You know what I mean? Because we always get a lot of slack, especially in the city, about dads not being involved in their child's life. And here's a guy that went above and beyond to make it happen for his boys. And just like LaVar Ball, you turned out to be a world champion. He turned out 2 NBA players. So salute to Paul Andrade and the wonderful job that he's done and being involved in his son's lives.
Did we do a 10 count for Hulk? We didn't.
No, we can do it now if you like.
We'll do it at the break.
Okay.
All right.
So let's talk about some of the challenges of being in that elite pool of boxing, because you got to deal with a lot of promoters trying to dig their claws in, managers, etc., other trainers trying to pull you, hey, come over here with us. And I know there was a time I think you went out to, was it Vegas or somewhere else? You went to somewhere else and you trained with, was it Mustafa?
Oh no, I trained with Virgil Hunter for a fight.
Okay. And how was that experience?
I mean, it was cool. So so people like, me and my dad got into a situation. I was just like, yo, I'm going to win regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't get it together, I'm going to have to figure out what to do. So, boom. So I went with the next best thing. That's Virgil Hunter. If you don't know who he is, that's Andrade Ward's coach, who was 2004 Olympian, who was undefeated, 3 divisional world champion. And so I just went, of course, with the best, and they're going to want to work with the best. But I went there. I learned a lot of great things I took with me. I met, Victor Conte, who's the snack guy, who is, the mastermind behind a whole lot of things. That was the real reason that, I went there. It wasn't for the training. It was to take that Victor Conte experience, and I've been working with him ever since. So, that right there was a blessing in disguise, And then, just knowing at the end of the day, like, yo, my dad taught me all this stuff. There's really nothing, I'm seeing what's going on, and I can't just give somebody the credit for all the hard work we got into. Right. But thank you. You know what I'm saying? Right. I appreciate your time for the time. You already knew what the situation was, because I explained, once my dad gets me back, I'm
together, right. Which is awesome.
It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because, there's really, for me, we just work better together too. Like, that's just how it is, No one knows you for them guys. Virgil Hunter, he's probably looking at me, maybe, this kid's gonna, that's a number, you know what I mean? Right. But maybe not, but just even want to go down that road.
To me, it seems nobody wants to fight you. Do you feel like you always have to call people out?
Yeah, for sure, man. I've been banging on doors for mad long, man. I've been waiting for somebody to open it up. What they say, I got devil's door. They open it up. They ain't open it up, bro.
Listen, that's like Shannon Briggs, but you can fight.
Oh no,
you can fight.
Let's stop with that again. Listen,
but I'm just saying,
has been calling out Shannon Briggs for like 2 weeks now, and
go ahead.
And he's talking about. Knocking him out.
Here's the thing.
Which he probably could do.
Here's the thing.
I like this. Here we go.
Here's the thing. He has quit in him. I seen him quit when he had long dreadlocks. He might have a great
talent. So you're saying the guys with dreadlocks
I don't know this dog in him. Some people. No.
He was like, wait a minute, what?
So,
trying to say, Darren?
That is the Shannon Briggs that I remember when he was back then, and he always had that in him. All of a sudden, he got muscles and shaved his hair, and now he's "What's up, champ? Let's go, champ!" And then he goes and gets slapped around by a guy. He's showing up, choking. He's showing up to Klitschko's camp, and then he gets slapped. I mean, anyway,
that's an interesting fight. I'd love to see it. Jared Tillinghast versus a former heavyweight champion of the world.
Let's go, champ!
Shannon the Cannon Break. Listen, we're gonna take a break. We'll come back in a couple of minutes with Demetrius "Boo Boo" Andrade, the world middleweight champion.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is, when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion, or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, and I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
That wasn't a break.
Welcome back. We Rise podcast. Live here in the studio with the world middleweight champion, Demetrius Andrade, my man JT as usual, and filling in for my man, the Hulk. We got Ramos in the house. Ramos is on his phone right now. He's got bigger, better things to do.
Man.
What do you got, Jared?
No, great. You say you're opening up?
No, you said you want to say something about the
Jamal Carlo?
Hulk situation.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I want to take a 10 count for Hulk. A tragic event for the whole family, especially his brother and then the wife. Dedicated the whole life, every day to taking care of their son, 12 years old with autism. It's been bothering me all day, but I want to do a 10 count for We Rise family, for our boy Hulk. With almost.
Thank you. Hulk, we're with you. I know it's a difficult time. He lost his nephew yesterday, and 12 years old. So that's a really difficult situation to be in for him and his whole family, brother. So that's why he's not here tonight. But again, like I said, we're with him, and we're always going to be there to support him regardless of whatever it is and whatever he needs. So hopefully we'll see him back soon.
Yeah. Donuts. God bless.
So we're going to get back to the champ here. So talk to us about signing with the Zone, Matchroom. How's that experience been for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's good because, I was with two other promoters before, Starbucks and being a promotion when I first, got into the professional game. And, the Zone, Matchroom, it's a machine, I'm with a machine now. I'm more active. Fighting 3-4 times a year now. I'm staying busy. And it's coming to a point where it's like we didn't have that type of machine, but now we got the type of machine, and everybody can't use the excuses anymore to say, "Oh, the risk not the reward. Oh, he hasn't been fighting. Oh, when last time this? Oh, what?" Nah, bro. We offered $7 million to fight Charlo. He turned it down. You know what I'm saying? Offered more money for Canelo on top of the money he was getting. He said no, he'd rather go up to fight Kovalev. Triple G's saying he don't want to make it happen. It's like these guys. And then there's people like, oh, some of the other journalists and people like, how do you entice them? How do you entice these people? How do you make? I shouldn't have to do that. I'm undefeated. I'm 30-0. I have a belt. Everybody's making a lot of money, and you're gonna make more money. So entice them with. We'll make more than if that's what it takes. But at the end of the day, we're the only division right now that's not unifying. Because why? Because I'm in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo, let's just use him for instance. I was a champion at 154 pounds. He didn't want to fight for the belt. He was like, oh, who cares about the WBO belt? Oh, I'm not the belt guy. I was trying to secure a fight. I couldn't do it. So when you're a champion, you have to fight in X amount of time. If not, you get stripped for the belt. So they extended because see that I was having trouble. So, they finally said, hey, man, I'm sorry, but we have to do it. They stripped me for inactivity. The next thing I know, Canelo fighting Lehman Smith.
For the same belt.
Yeah.
That he didn't want to fight you for.
And so, time goes on. I move up to the next weight class, 160 pounds. And, him and Triple G fight. So they fought once. It was Joe. Second time he beats him. Now he's like, I'm going to unify the division. And then he looks over. He says, Demetrius Andrade is champion again at 150, 60 pounds now. And he's like, let me go fight Kovalev, who's 40 years old at 175 pounds.
Right?
Yeah, two weight high, 175, and fight this guy and be like, I beat Kovalev, which Kovalev is a big name if you guys know boxing and follow it. But he got beat down. He's not. I don't ever want to use the words like wash when people be like, no, he's just older. He don't have what he has what it takes anymore to be in there with the youth. But of course, he's going to secure a payday. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. This is what boxing is. Of course, you want to get paid. You go in there, you put your life on the line. You get paid. You want to get paid because you don't come out the same. And so you're going in there for reasons to make life-changing situations. But that's just that. Charlo, I went up on him in his press conference in California. It's me and my wife. Like, yo, what's good? What's popping? What's good? That's good. What's up? It's me again. When we gonna fight? Oh, jump you outside. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't want to get paid, but you want to jump me outside. You want to jump me outside, but you want to get paid. I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. We're talking real money. Jump me outside. I go outside. I'm like, baby. They come outside, you're a runner. They ain't never come outside, so it's good. You know what I'm saying? Hop in the SUV, took off,
I think he's right, Marvin. I think Canelo's scared. I mean,
we're gonna get into that.
I think Canelo's scared of him.
So,
I mean,
let me ask you, champ. I personally don't believe when you get to the elite level, anyone's afraid of anybody. Yeah. I really don't believe it. That's just me. I don't believe that. I think there are other things that get in the way of fights happening. It's either promoters, it's either money, it's something else that creates that situation where these big fights that we want to see don't happen. In your opinion, what do you think it is?
That's if you're like, I'm on Showtime, but he's on HBO. I'm on DAZN, but he's with Top Rank. But if you're with the same promoter on the same network, there's no reason why you should not be making the fight happen.
But is that the fighter's fault or the promoter's fault?
What you mean? In this situation, Canelo, he's Golden Boy. He's
the top of the food chain.
But Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, right. Golden Boy, the Golden Boy, brought him up and made him be the Mexican thing. And on top of it is this, right? It's sad to say, but it's just like, black people need to start supporting black people a lot more because when you look at the situation and why things don't happen the way you were talking, you got Mexican who is Canelo. He had a whole country behind him. Right. They don't care if he can fight or not fight. He's like, I'm going because that's a Mexican guy. Oh, hey, viva la, let's go. And then they come in 80 deep to a stadium. Right. 80 deep. 80,000 to fill up Dallas Stadium, like
80,000 to the border.
Yeah, it's just like that's what Dominicans, Tito Trinidad, Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what they do. Like that's what is missing sometimes in the community. So it's just like, we got to push that because then there's no situation where it's like, oh no, you. Nah, bro, this is boxing. This is the best fight the best. If I'm the best, you're the best, the fans and everybody's going to be there regardless of what the situation is. And pay-per-view, right? That's what they make pay-per-view for. Listen, so if the pay-per-view situation comes to terms where because you have this on this network, this person on that, you go to pay-per-view, you split the profits and it's done deal. Listen, either way, there's money. The money's gonna be the money, glory though. The money, the money, legacy, right? The legend. The money's gonna be there. Why are you in this? Why are you, Canelo? Why are you in this game if you don't want to be the best? And he's telling you he's the best. And I don't get it about the money. You're at the same promotion. You're with the same network. You act like he's nothing. You talk like it's like almost like you brush him off, like he can't fight at all. To me, you're scared. I mean, fight the guy. That's it. So fighting is scary. It is scary, but still, fighting is scary. But I don't.
It's really bigger for someone like Canelo, because he's like, damn, I might really lose everything fighting him. Because if he fights you and gets his ass, what we know is gonna happen. Now what?
Yo, he got 80,000 people still following him though.
Yeah,
that's you know what I'm saying.
He's still the rematch would be even bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it slows him down.
But that's a good question for somebody like him to ask because people won't know that. Yo, he has 80,000 followers behind him that will go to you know what I'm saying. Like they go to a stew and then, you lost against the best.
Conor McGregor proves that.
You know what I mean? It doesn't slow it. We had that conversation before when they said, "Oh, if Canelo loses, then his." I'm like, no. If Canelo loses, the rematch is even bigger. You know, there's no loss for him to fight Demetrius. It's only win-win.
You got Manny Pacquiao. Look at him
fighting the best in the world. Errol Spence, bro. That's the toughest fight he can find.
He's 50 years old,
and he takes the fight. And he takes the fight. And he fights. That's my point. If this is boxing,
but he lost. How many times he lost? He got put down cold sleep.
And Manny Pacquiao again, like you said, has the whole country following him. He can fill up any stadium in any state in this country just because of his name and his legacy.
But he fights the best. He fights the best. That's the day. If like this guy's in line, they're in the same promotion, the same network, and to say he's scared, no, because all fighters will fight, but he's scared of the awkwardness and the style that he creates. He's a problem for anybody.
So here's let's go down the line, okay?
I don't know, look at the fight. Go ahead, do your thing.
No, you got Charlo, right? You got both brothers there. You got Charlo. Charlo is a pretty solid fighter, and I saw you and him go at it. You know, I've seen the press conferences. I don't know who his promoter is. So I want to go down the line. Why is that fight? Because when they say, in my opinion, oh, you don't fight nobody, you're horrible, all that. To me, it's easy money, right? I would say, oh, he got a belt. I'm going to make big money. I'm going to go beat him, take his belt.
Canelo just did that.
Right.
Canelo just did that. Yeah. They're doing that.
Right. But why wouldn't they want to just fight you and take what you have if they think it's such an easy fight and you can't fight?
That's why I say some people are scared, man. I know it's boxing. I guess you're not supposed to be scared, but sometimes it's intimidating, you know, and keep doing what you're doing, boo-boo, because at the end of the day, man, for those watching, when I see what he does at these press conferences, ask my girl, like, I be like, yeah, because I'm from the city. I'm like, yeah, I be turned up at the crib, like, because it's sad that you gotta go put that footwork and like pull up outside, like, what's up? Because he's sick and tired of like, why am I doing so great and not getting rewarded? Yeah. Like, why do I have to physically go out there and be like, yo, hey, listen, hey, you, my man, you right there. Now people are saying, who, me? No, you.
Yeah.
Why are we fighting?
You earned it.
What's the
He's
deal?
put himself in a position
because you're on the same
to
network.
be the guy.
I think so. I think so. That's my opinion.
Let's go to the press conference, right? Because I know that's the big elephant in the room,
love it.
right? So you have the press conference, you and your dad. Canelo just wins a fight against Billy Joe Saunders, right? And very respectfully, I might add, you say, hey, I'm a big fan, good fight, you're a great champion. When come in, you get it on. Very respectfully. Yeah. There was nothing out of line. There's nothing that 1,000 fighters haven't done before you do.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so that wasn't an issue. Then your dad chimed in. Canelo got annoyed and said, get out of here, yada, yada, yada. But what I didn't...
You can swear in this thing, right?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
What I didn't like, me personally, and I'm not going to ask you to comment because it's business on your side, but Eddie Hearn was like, boo-boo, don't. You know, I'm like, wait a second. He should be back in the day. Don King would have been like, "Oh yes, keep going, guys. It's going to be huge." Or Bob Arum or somebody. They would have been eating that up because they know that controversy draws viewers and fans. So I didn't like the fact I didn't like the fact that Eddie Hearn was like boo boo, not like when then.
He answered the question for you. Canelo comes with a country.
I know he's the cash cow. I get it, but still, as a promoter, your job is to make the best fights.
Goes to show you the black guy in the business.
But they're also picking and choosing. They had options to fight, and then there was like, "No, we're gonna go this way instead." Why that decision?
And that's why I said on our last show, something else has to be prevented. It's like they don't want you to get paid.
And he's been fighting nothing but Europeans.
That's big. That's big.
Well,
I'm just saying,
You know?
you know what I mean? You know, the promoter's European, the fighter's European, you know what I mean? Like, but you're supposed to come to the United States and put the United States and bridge that gap and make those fights happen. Not like here for Canelo, we're going to feed you all our easy work. Feed you all the easy work, and we're going to give Andrade the hard work. We're going to give Andrade the tough bull, the tanks.
And then
you know what I'm saying? And then be like, who did he fight? Nah, bro. The dude I fought will beat everybody you just fought.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
Come on, man.
So I don't want to be a hypocrite, right? So me and Jared get into this whole conversation. Todd and I, we all had this conversation. I believe skill set, Canelo is very solid. He's good defense. He's got fast hands. He's powerful. He's only lost one fight in his whole career, and that was to the best guy that ever did it. It was Floyd Mayweather. So I look at the fight and I say, you're left-handed. You got an awkward style. But how would you beat him? You know, he doesn't take a lot of punches.
I'll put this left hand right through his jaw.
Because
you know
you're
saying? Through his left uppercut to his stomach. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm being. Put this jab straight. I ain't gonna punch through him. You know what I'm saying? That's a big difference.
Well, the critics are saying
he's fighting people that want to play tag. Like Billy Joe's like this. Got you. Got you.
You were supposed to fight him too.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, but look who he's fighting. These guys are playing tag with. You can't sit there and try to fight, play tag with Canelo.
No, but how do you? That's my point. So I've watched him, and I didn't like what he did at the press conference. I didn't like him after that. But I look at him, and he fought a guy that's strong and active and a bull. When he fought Kirkland, he destroyed him, knocked him out.
Kirtland was in jail.
Right, he was out for the.
Kirtland was in jail. Kirtland was in jail. Right, he had a trainer issue, and whose name did he use during that time? Demetrius Andrade, I Corte, James Kirtland, and out of all three of them guys, he went with the guy that just got out of jail.
I'll give you that. All right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, so the next guy,
you made him seem like he was James.
The next guy was Amir Khan, who was a really slick boxer, good hand speed, good footwork. He knocked him off.
Okay, who was 135 pounds, 140 pounds, 150, 47.
This I want to hear.
Came up to 154, right? Out of all the real fighters out there, don't get me wrong, I understand a draw is a draw, like as far as like a crowd. Amir Khan is a crowd, like he got his crowd behind him as well.
He's a natural 125.
But he's a small guy, right? Canelo's like, come on, I'll fight you. Come up to 155. We'll catch you right there, so I don't have to make 150. Like, come on, bro.
Okay, so now Canelo goes up. Hold on, this is good because we got to ask these. Canelo goes up to the next weight class, and he goes up. He beats Kovalev. He beats what's his name? Triple G, right?
Yeah, I think that was a good fight. Right. Triple G, 37 years old when he fought him. I'm just saying. I'm just not saying like, who Triple G fought?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? I'm just also like throwing the answers out there to a lot of the questions. Like, who we fight? Who this person fought?
I get that.
That's why Triple G is a solid fighter, regardless of who he fought. He's a solid fighter, absolutely. And so he's solid enough to fight and give Canelo the problems he did. A lot of people thought he won the fights. A lot of people who did.
He's so good. He's boxing your questions.
That's what I say? When he gets here, we'll ask him these questions.
What do I tell you about Alvarez? What do I say to him? I think he's overrated. I don't think he's bigger than him.
Like what did he do that? What did he do was so special to fight? What special thing or what is he doing new to people's eyes when they watch him? He fought Billy Joe, and what he do? He threw a hook and he threw a left. And then Billy Joe's an amateur, right? He's doing amateur moves as a southpaw. He's bending to that. He's bending the whole night like this, down. So eventually it's gonna land, right? Eventually it's gonna land.
And you're bending backwards, sideways.
Eventually it's gonna land.
Marvin, that's hard to defend, Marvin. I told you.
But he didn't do anything crazy though. It wasn't like, his performance was great. Nah. My last fight, you're like, woof. Oh, you see the uppercuts? Shot! Dash! Yo, bro, who's throwing uppercuts like that? Who's stepping over and hitting people with the way I'm hitting people? You go back to and you study and you watch me, you're like, wow, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Like,
it's
freaky. You don't get that with nobody else.
You don't get it.
So I'll tell you what in a fight with Canelo, your obstacles, right, would be, because your dad, we had him on a call during the show last week. I think it was last week, right?
The week before,
okay. Your dad was on the phone. We put him on, and we said, "How does your son beat Canelo. He said it beats him on points. It goes to distance. I think it beats him on points. So with the politics of boxing and him being a champion in the name that he is, and the way I look at it, unless you completely dominate him, they're not going to give it to you on points. You know what I mean? That's because of his name.
Speaking, you know
no, I get it, but I'm just saying that was his opinion, how he thought you'd win the fight.
What about my opinion? Does my opinion matter?
Absolutely. What's your opinion?
I said Boo Boo's stopping him because he's awkward and he's going to catch him. I told you he's knocking him out.
Okay.
And your opinion?
My opinion is, you know, it's a different animal that's going to come out when I'm in that that situation to be like, yo, this is it right here. This is it right here. Balls to the wall, what they say. Right? This is it.
I like that.
So I'm going in with knowing like, yo, bro, this is it right here. This is what it is right here, this moment. So it's not like I'm going to sit there and play tag and try to win our points. Nah, bro. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. But I don't want to be like giving it too much because then they're gonna be like, nah, I ain't fighting him now.
What about you?
So,
what do you think?
Too much energy.
So I'm far from a boxer, but I do know, being around a lot of boxers, they say if you get angry, you lose. That press conference, no one's seen him get angry. Why are you out your element? Why are you out your character? In the ring, if you get him out his character, you get him out his element, you get him emotionally already.
He's already out of his character.
That's why, me personally, I'm going for the home team.
Of course.
And I'll bet anybody. I'll take all bets, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, always bet I'm black. You know, especially when it's me, baby. Especially when it's me. I'm trying to tell you, I make a lot of folks a lot of money, baby. You know, baby, put it up. Put your house up, bro. You're going to get that paper.
Over here. So, Ma, what do you think?
I
said no.
I'm going to be honest. The way I looked at the fight from a technical standpoint, right, and nothing about what I think Canelo's defense is tight. I've never seen him really lose multiple rounds in any fight. You know, I think his great defense, his power has transcended each weight class he's going up. He's not.
He was eating steak that has juice in it. Just to throw it out there. He did test it positive.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Oh, I don't know. You should know that. You know, say he did test it positive.
He did.
All right, cool. Just throwing it out there.
But I'm just saying his power.
We
that's why his power.
Past that, like, wait.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying though.
For steroids, for what?
Mark McGuire hit. He breaks the record hitting 500 home runs.
I'm just putting that out there. You know, he can test it positive.
You never got tested positive.
Nah, nope. Clean. Not y'all. Get it.
So that does
hard work in the Lord, baby.
That does the
Lord hard work.
But that does play a factor, Marv. If you noticeably all of a sudden as you get up, your punching power increases, you start knocking more guys out, and you were never a knockout artist, and you even look jacked.
Veins coming out your shit,
veins
like
popping out everywhere. That's a sign of testosterone. All you gotta do is talk.
Well, how's it? So at this level, how's he getting away with it now? He can't be still doing it now unless they're really covering for the dude. Like he got to be. His power's got to be there. His speed is there.
His power's there. Who he knock out? I'm just saying, like, you know, he did get tested for steroids. I'm just saying he did get tested for steroids, right?
Mistake.
He did get positive. Yeah, that was an excuse. Yeah, you know, Billy Joe was going to fight him. His was like, oh, I was nasal spray. You know what I'm saying?
What did he have?
He got tested positive because I was supposed to fight Billy Joe, and he got tested positive, and he.
So then, how does he get the fight with Canelo after that? And you don't?
Yeah, wait.
Because I'm a threat. I'm a threat.
That's the only answer. That's the only answer, Mob. Mob, that is the only answer. He's the only other guy.
This, right? Because
that's like a family. What he's
again, wait. To think what one time he hit somebody and they just.
So you said Boo Boo will lose though.
I mean,
the last guys. Yeah, who he knocked down? Who went down his last fight?
His last fights.
Yeah, who got hit? Who hit the canvas?
Billy Joe didn't hit the canvas. He did crush his face, but he didn't hit the canvas. Triple D did not hit the canvas. He fought Danny Jacobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Danny Jacobs went down either. It was a tough fight. It seems like the bigger guys. I know he fought some big tall guy. He beat him, dropped him, and I don't know. I don't have his record in front of me, but
exactly, he's not doing it like that. Just saying.
All right. Hey, listen.
It's not, I'm not worried about his power. It's not like you know what I'm saying. It's not like he doing that, and who did it with Khan.
And
do you think it's helpful going to the fight and physically watching your opponent from the sideline and being like, because I'm a barber, so I'd be looking out the bars like, I'd have did that, I'd have did this. So watching him fight other people, you're sitting there like, he ain't beating me. Is that how you sit and approach, or you're like, wow, you giving credit, or is it more like you're looking defensive while you're watching? Like, how did
I mean, it's a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? You look at the fighter and then you look at the other fighter and you see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And see what's their reason behind it and stuff like that too when you get close. And then the energy, really, you know, is that's what you really want to feel when you get up close, is what's the energy like. And then you go back and watch it from the TV and see also like how you know what I mean, from the energy being there, because energy is a big factor. You know, you're not getting that on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're there, you could really feel if the momentum is being shifted, if it's not, if the power is really what's being done, and if this person is really not like, he's timid, he's not pulling the trigger, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of changes.
Just by the pace of the way it goes, it makes a lot of sense.
So with the Canelo situation, outside of that press conference where you guys exchanged some words, have you ever met him face to face?
Nah, just real quick, like he was walking by to go to the thing. He seen me, I seen him. I had the Billy Joe shirt on. I was like, yo, what's good, bro?
You had the Billy Joe shirt?
Yeah, I had a Billy Joe. I was up in there. Billy Joe said, yo, what's good, man? He walked by. He was like, come on, man. Like, I get you one of these. I get you. He was like trying to say, I get you one of these. I was like, that's cool, bro, but I'm gonna see you later, though. I'm gonna save it for later. I'm gonna save it when it really counts. You would say the press conference. So, but yeah, that was the only other time I seen him.
He's naturally bigger than Canelo.
I don't know what
are you bigger than Canelo?
What you walking around
6'1".
with? Taller. What you walking around with?
I'm in the 80s.
80s, okay. So you're coming down to what, 68?
60.
60,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, you didn't go up yet?
Nah, not yet.
Okay.
Going forward, do you think you're gonna be the guy that the security sees and like, oh shit, boo boo, don't let him in? Because now you're gonna have that effect.
Man.
Because now the next day after I seen that press conference, we was at the shop. Like I said, I have a barbershop, so everything goes through the shop. We're talking, and everyone's like, yo, you see what happened? You see what? I went on YouTube at 2 million views. So keep doing that. But when I seen it, I'm like, watch. Now they're gonna be like, stop them. If they see you, now you gotta be in disguise to run up in there.
Sheep in wolf's clothing, because if that stops, that's coming from the promotion. That's coming from the top.
Exactly.
That's the only one who can stop that.
That's my
issue. The promotion would say, shut it down.
I told you, Eddie Hearn's posture wasn't one of a guy that's looking at a big fight. He kind of was like,
his posture was one of a guy who was like acting like he was with Canelo, and
yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't like it.
Anyway, listen, we're gonna take a break. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're not in this business to be friends with anybody.
That's it. That's right.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes with the world middleweight champion Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, you know, and I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
Welcome back. We Rise podcast here with the champ, Demetrius Boo Andrade. We was just getting into discussion of the potential challenges that he might have in the future. We're looking at Canelo Alvarez, Billy Joe Saunders. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen. I don't think he's going to fight anymore based on the reports that I've heard. So if the Canelo fight doesn't happen, because your dad said he didn't think it would, what's the next step for you to force that fight? Who do you fight? Who's the? Because I said, I'll be honest, I said Danny Jacobs would be a good challenge, and it's a good name, and it's somebody that's respected.
I mean, I don't think so. I think Danny keeps me in the same boat. But at the end of the day, if Canelo or somebody be like, okay, beat him, you get the Canelo fight. Because we can say, hey, but oh, beat him, beat this person, beat that person, beat this. Oh, do that. And then still never get the Canelo fight. So if it's not down in paper, I don't want to hear about me fighting somebody that can potentially get me to that. That's just bullshit.
But with your promotion being Eddie Hearn, so he should be telling you, and again, I'm not trying, but what you need to, okay, Boo, fight this one and the next one's yours. You know, he has that leverage to do that because.
But at the end of the day, Canelo has to want to fight.
Right.
Like, it don't matter. Canelo has to say, let's make the fight happen. It takes nobody, you can't force people to fight.
I mean, a lot of promoters have in the past.
Because that might have been some fucked up contract you guys signed back in the past. But now you can't force two people to fight.
You can't force
fight. I don't know about the MMA thing. It's a little different. It's just one promoter. But whatever, however, different situation. But in this boxing thing, you can't, however your contract is, you know what I'm saying? We smart over here, but you can't force nobody to fight nobody. That's just it.
So what's the next fight then? If it's not Canelo, who would you like to fight?
I mean, I thought listen, it's not none about none of the fights that I want. The fights I want is not going to happen. So I got to look at the realistic part of it. It's like Devenchenko, Chris Eubanks, those type of guys that's like out there. The Rumada dude, the Japanese guy that has the belt WBA. But now I'm finding out that him and Triple G's going to fight in the new year. Like, you're going to wait all that time to fight in the new year? Bro, you're going to be 45
so it's
then.
Almost like they're stalling you out. Because let's just say you do, you know what I mean? Let's feel like they're stalling you out. If you fight one of these guys, it's all risk for you, right? Because if you were to lose a fight, then they'll say, oh, well, see, I told you. If you win the fight, then they're back in the same thing saying, well, that guy wasn't really that. So, if you have to,
it's just the fans, yo. Honestly, the fans. That's it.
Demand it.
The fans. And what I did to let the fans know, like, yo, bro, Canelo ain't really the man. He's he's pound for pound for the European guys he's been fighting the last bit. But come on, guys. What American fighter that is hungry, that's being mentioned right now is Demetrius Andrade, the child brother, and David Benavidez. Like, those are the killers right there.
He ain't fighting none of them.
He's not fighting none of them.
Yo, why the WBC? He wasn't talking about the WBC until David Benavidez lost his belt on the scale, and all of a sudden now he's fighting for the WBC against this guy named Yurdam, who's been did what for boxing? What he do? Where he come from?
It's a shame. What's
his record?
Yeah, it's a shame, Marvin,
Can't
because
pronounce his name.
why would you have to fight why would he think about it? Think about being in his position, right? He lined himself up to be the best in the world, and that's why we're in this, Marvin. The money, we want to get paid, but if you're in this and you don't want to be the best, you're not really in it for the right reasons. Money's going to be there, but to be the best, all that other stuff comes with it. I just don't, all the little running around. This is the guy in line, man. This is the guy in line. You got to give the kid a shot.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, when you look at what he's doing, it's like, okay, where's the weakest challengers?
Because they said, was it Caleb Plant or somebody who's in his next fight?
Where's the weakest challengers at? 168 pounds. Where's one of the toughest? You got 47, 54, but that's like down there. And then you got 160. It's me. It's Charlo. It's Triple G again. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now let me go up there. It's Yurdam. It's Billy Joe. It's Callum Smith.
Does Eddie Hearn have all the fighters, all the same guys you mentioned? Are they all
pretty much, yeah. They're from Europe, yeah.
Who's the Charlo brothers with? I don't know.
They were at Showtime. Al Heyman. We're talking about that's Showtime.
So we're talking about the one guy
that's been lining up these fights for him, and Canelo's like, he's the best promoter ever.
So let me ask you something.
Why are you lining him up?
Wait, all right, so Boo, let me ask you something. Is Eddie Hearn the only one in the game at that level? Like who? What other?
Well, it was Oscar. It was Oscar before him. It was Oscar that was delivering the fights, and so the whole breakup with Oscar and DAZN the first time was, yo, you need to fight somebody, or we're not paying you $35 million.
Right.
And so the lawsuit happened, and he gets released, whatever. And Oscar De La Hoya said it like, yo, you're making a lot less. Like he was getting $35 million, not to him. $35 million go to Oscar. And with that money, everybody gets paid. Me, this person, whoever fights, the undercard, the judges, the hotels, all the bills get paid. They was like, fight Demetrius Andrade, give me 5 more. That's 40. He was like, nope, I'll go fight Kovalev.
Yeah. So Eddie Hearn's the only show in town? I mean, what about Lou DiBella? Is he still doing it?
Nah, the biggest guys is like Top Rank, Showtime, ESPN, Showtime, and DAZN right now. That's Top Rank, right? Yeah, Showtime, PBC, Fox, all that stuff is Al Heyman or like those fighters over there, and then Terrence Crawford, them guys Top Rank, ESPN, Lomachenko, and then DAZN is, you got Anthony Joshua, you got Canelo, you got Triple G, you got me, and you got Danny and them guys, and then you got the European side. He was the bridge.
Right. So wait, so why there's no crossover fighting with
what's happening now?
Does one promoter keep all the fighters and he makes all the fights? You don't deal with other promoters?
They can for mega fights. They can. They can do. I mean, they did it with Mayweather and Pacquiao because they had different promotional teams.
And it went pay-per-view. That's what I'm saying. Right. The only way you can do that is pay-per-view. So both networks either get to stream it or you share.
Are you with the right promotion?
I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm active, I'm getting paid. That's all I can be about. Right. At the end of the day, I'd rather be, underrated than unemployed. You know what I'm saying? Not employed. At the end of the day, I can't be all, no, I'm fighting, I'm getting paid, I'm happy with what I'm getting paid for, and then boom, I gotta do what I gotta do because at the end of the day, that's what I'm in here for. It's to get paid too.
Well, if Marvin was under my umbrella and Ramos and I can make the fight happen.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm the guy.
You're the promoter of the guys, but at the end of the day, TV is who pays the bill. So TV is really.
So what are they saying? Are they saying you're not a money fight for TV?
Nah, just like if they're like, yo, we gave Canelo all this money. If he loses, we gotta give Demetrius all this money. So how do we keep him away from losing? It's because we got now we're paying this, then we got this.
That's the main reason that Eddie Hearn isn't taking the fight because you're gonna beat him.
You gotta look at it, right? With Floyd signed his deal with Showtime, he did a six fight deal, right? He fought a lot of top. They told him you got to fight some real fighters, and he did. And people got mad about Andre Berto, but Andre Berto was a world champion. He only had 3 losses when he fought.
Andre Berto
Andre Berto can fight. So when you're fighting Andre. But my point is, he fought the best fighters. De La Hoya, he picked and chose when he wanted. He fought the best fighters, and the promotions found a way to make it work. Even when Don King had Tito Trinidad,
the fighters really wanted it to happen. The fighters wanted it to happen.
Right.
The fighters wanted it to happen.
So you're basically
if Canelo don't want to fight, then the answer is no.
You don't want to fight.
That's why the whole lawsuit thing happened. Yeah, he was just like, yo, I'm not fighting this. I'm not fighting him. I'm not fighting him. Oh, well, we're not paying you. Because the Yurdum guy, right? He was supposed to, they wanted him to fight him way back then for the 35 once David Benavidez lost on the scale his belt. And then once that happened, Canelo was like, "Oh, I'll take the challenge," because the WBC is put, witness protection. They say for him, made him franchise shit. So yeah, Canelo,
witness protection program.
That's all witness protection, bro. He's right. We're gonna give Charlo the belt, so you don't have to fight Charlo either.
He's right.
It's just not Demetrius Andrade. It's also Charlo too, and David Benavidez and myself. Like, oh no, you're not gonna fight Charlo. Here, we give Charlo the belt. He don't even have to fight for the belt. We will give him that, make you a franchise champ. Oh shit, David Benavidez lost his belt. Oh, he's a Yurdum dude. Shit, we'll knock him out. Let's make him the first WBC is from where? Mexico, the country.
Jose Sulaiman,
Like that. That's where the found is. You know what I'm saying? That's where the company is. That's where it is. He's
all right.
Like, so whatever. And so
play connected dots.
They was like, no, we're not paying you that much money to fight this guy. You need to fight somebody. And Oscar goes ahead and says, you know, he's not going to be the great Mexican fighter who he's trying to go do unless he fights the likes of Demetrius Andrade, Charlo.
So Jared's going to make this fight happen because you're going to look in the camera just like you did with Shannon Briggs and you call him out. You're going to call Canelo Alvarez out. You're going to tell him he's fighting Boo with Andrade, period. Period.
Come on, Boo, right?
He's calling up. There you
Seriously.
Go.
No, Canelo
Alvarez.
Alvarez.
He's going to make it happen. He needs to be here. Come on. Go.
This guy's the number one in your division. You're running around ducking him. Don't brush him off like you don't like he's nothing, like he can't fight. You're scared of him to expose you because he's bigger. He's naturally bigger, naturally stronger, and he's going to give you angles and different looks that you never seen before.
Don't scare him, Jared.
No, I'm telling you, Boo Boo knocks you out in 5. You're going to bed. Period.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, period.
Hey, Boo Boo, I got a question. Do you take, and this is a question from not a boxer, and I be thinking, do you take that dude, what is it, Jake Paul serious? Do you take these YouTubers serious? Because I think you'll whoop his ass.
That would be a huge payday.
I think you'll whoop his ass.
Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
I think Logan Paul, Jake Paul, I think, but I just want to know, this is an outside question.
Yeah, could you even fight those, though?
Do you take him serious, and would you win if you fought him?
Oh, that's
either one.
Come on.
That's
not even a question.
It's all good. So, I mean, listen, the whole like YouTube thing that first came upon was like KIS or something.
Yeah, KSI.
And Logan Paul, right? Whatever. So they had like internet drama or something like that.
Yeah, huge numbers they did.
For what?
For their fight on pay-per-view. They did some huge numbers.
So whatever. So they had like, you know, a little back and forth. So for me, it's like anybody that can take any violence outside the ring and bring it into the ring and get paid out, I'm all for it. So the YouTubers, the celebrities, all this other
Shannon
shit,
Briggs.
Shannon Briggs, people out in the streets, you know what I'm saying? This community converses. If you can put down like my boy Lamont has a program out there, guns down, gloves up.
Powell.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm all for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like Jake Paul, I really know him, not Logan Paul. I see Jake Paul really working hard. He's been at the gym with me. I see him like wanting to do the stuff.
Can he fight?
He can fight a little.
Yeah, he definitely. I think he's better than Logan, though. Brother,
I thought
that's
the big guy,
fighting
the big one's a bit better.
Nah, he only fought one time.
Yeah, but he has better skills to me. Jake Paul fought some YouTube dude that was like this big. He had no zero muscles, couldn't fight a lick. And then he fought a basketball player who never had a fight in his life. And then acting like he's a super world champion or something.
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, them guys know how to sell. They're like, I mean, they know how to talk, bro. They know how to talk. At the end of the day, they know how to talk. They know how to do their thing. They are who they are. You know, crazy numbers. Yeah, but, you know, at the end of the day, no, I'm just saying facts. Like, they're not, like, making, like, crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. They're making good numbers, but no network is going to be like, oh, we're going to put Jake Paul on to fight this guy, give him $20 million, and they come for 1 minute and they go on the next, and you never see them again. So, like, that's not how business works. So people if they think that, they're crazy. But whatever. But
over the course of a few times, one question.
But I'm glad them guys is doing something positive in life. That's it.
How much bigger?
Yeah, they're bringing more views to boxing. If you don't watch boxing or whatever the situation, if I'm fighting, like he fought on my card, I was a main event. He was a fight before me. So if he's bringing kids or whatever, they boom and they see me and they never see me before because of him, and now they're like, oh shit, I'm fighting with Demetrius Andrade.
A whole other network of people.
That's okay, it's all good. You know what I mean? He's helping bring awareness.
How much bigger is he than Floyd?
Yeah, of course I beat him up though.
Yeah, of course.
How much bigger?
I beat you up, Jake Paul. You know I beat you up, Jake Paul.
Right. Him and his brother back to back same night.
We're cool though. You know what I'm saying? We're cool, baby. This is about to we do shot there. We can do shot.
There we go.
How much bigger is he than Mayweather?
Logan's 190, like 6 feet 6'1". He's a big dude. He's big. He's 190 pounds.
So it's like David and Goliath.
Right.
Really?
Skill set though.
See, but Mayweather's not gonna get hit though.
Yeah, he is.
You
Come
think
on,
so?
This guy never fought.
I think Mayweather can.
To say he's not gonna get hit.
He's gonna get hit, but I say like
bro, like
Mayweather hides. He like
No, but he didn't fight. He didn't fight Conor McGregor that way. He's not gonna fight.
What's
Logan
the outcome
Paul.
of the fight?
Mayweather probably just beat him in the distance. I don't know how many rounds they doing.
I don't even know. Yeah,
Was that
I think
Mayweather's gonna say 12, 15 just so he can like dance around and then try to put him out maybe if it happens. But I don't think Mayweather has that type of power to put somebody out that's 190 pounds.
So I got an idea.
I don't know.
We're gonna call Roy Jones out to fight. He's gonna get back down the middleweight because nobody else.
Oh, nah, I ain't mess with Jones. I ain't mess with Jones, baby. Jones, my man. Jones is my man. I'll never step foot in with Jones,
Roy,
baby.
you're welcome.
Hell no.
Roy, you're
See,
welcome.
man, oh my God,
Roy Jones, man.
Roy Jones is one of my faves.
All right. Well, listen, we appreciate the champ stopping by and giving us this exclusive interview. I had a good time, and you know what? He convinced me. I'm not gonna pretend. I didn't think he could beat Canelo. I thought he was just too sharp, too strong, too defensive. But today I'm hearing all the things that you're saying, and it makes sense. So
things that I
gotta
do.
say I'm a believer.
At the end of the day, it's a 50-50 fight where every time you step into
Exactly,
the ring.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I got
But I think
confidence
now
to
I
beat
look at
him
it
without
different. I look at it
my hands and skills show for itself. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
listen, it makes a lot of sense, and Marv, that's what I kept saying to you about the Andre fight was he's a different skill set. He does things that you don't see every day. It's hard to prepare for that. That's why he don't want to fight him because he's difficult.
I hope
he's not an easy
every
fight.
fight's difficult, but I hope we get to see it.
But you could go back and study somebody, and be like, oh, he does the same thing over and over.
He don't. How do you prepare for someone who does multiple things?
You know what I'm saying?
That's my point. That's what I try to say.
What does Canelo do different every fight? Tell me what he does.
No, you know what? I can say the same. What does Floyd do different?
Everything.
He does the same thing every fight, but it works, and nobody can stop him from doing it.
Well, he brings out whatever tools he needs at the that you like. Oh shit, that's different. Oh shit, he didn't use that last fight. Oh shit, this that. Canelo's the same thing.
And they're handpicking Canelo's fights. They're handpicking, cherry
That's the
picking.
game. We got to wrap it up, though. That's the
Wrap it
game.
up.
Listen, I
Let me
really
get
respect
one
you.
more
I
question.
hope you get this fight, brother. I
One
want
more
you
question,
to win him.
Marv. And this is just for the kids in the inner city that are watching. Like, we heard his as a youth growing up, he said he played a lot of sports and things in that nature. Could you just tell everyone like what some of the things you did to avoid? Because Providence, Rhode Island is going through a lot right now. I've been through more funerals than I could ever imagine. And even I know you had plans to go that way or to go this way. Because even in sports, Andrade Eagles, there's a lot of kids that in jail or probably dead that was on your team. What did you do different that was like, you know what, I'm hanging in there?
Yeah. You know, first of all, you know what I'm saying, I want to thank my dad, you know what I'm saying, so keeping me like, active and, seeing things. But yeah, of course, you know what I'm saying, it's nothing. I lived on Broad Street, bro, like growing up, you know what I mean? I seen this shit every single day in my life. But as I seen it single day in my life, it's like, yo, what is really the benefit of that? You know what I'm saying? You gotta actually start using your head. What's the benefit of it? Is jail, is death, or or being a vegetable. I mean, I don't ever tell anybody not to go get it how they need to get it, because at the end of the day, everybody needs to survive, but just figure out the better way to survive without putting people in harm and also yourself. Man. Be a good citizen at the end of the day, and like don't ever just give up and quit and think something. You sometimes just gotta keep digging and digging and digging. It's gonna show. But if you ever just like, oh, this ain't working, I'm out of here, I'm gonna go sell drugs. Nah, bro, that's just not.
Success rate is not there.
Yeah,
brother.
you gotta. Some things is longevity. I'm 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing this for a very long time. And things is unfolding the way it unfolds. Everybody has their own obstacles, but don't go back until like trying to like do the wrong thing. That's it.
All right, let's take home. We don't have Hulk here to do our closing thing, and I didn't prepare verse. Sorry, Hulk, we'll do it next week. So get some eyebrows. We rise. The champ, Demetrius, Boo-Boo, Andrade in the house. See you next week. Gary, 2 weeks from now, Gary Tiger Belletto will be in the house.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They think that we don't know, so we gon' show them that this kingdom bout to rise up. They wanna keep us low. They think that we don't know, so we gon' show them that this kingdom bout about to rise up.